Recorded Books is pleased to present the Modern Scholar Series, where great professors teach you. My name is George Guidell, and I'll be your host. Today we begin a course entitled Evolutionary Psychology Part 2, The Science of Human Nature, Friends and Enemies. Your professor will be Alan D. MacNeill. Alan MacNeill earned a B.S. in biology in 1974 and an M.A. in science education from Cornell in 1977. He has taught the support course for introductory biology at Cornell University since 1976. As a senior lecturer in the Learning Strategies Center at Cornell, MacNeill works with students taking both majors and non-majors introductory biology. In addition, he organizes and carries out in-service training for teaching assistants in biology and related fields. Alan also teaches evolution for the Cornell summer session, and has taught the introductory evolution course for non-majors at Cornell. He has served as a faculty fellow at Ecology House and as an honorary member and faculty advisor for the Cornell chapter of the Golden Key International Honor Society. He has served on numerous advisory committees and editorial boards at Cornell and in the Ithaca community. Along with his many teaching assignments, Alan has appeared in a number of off-Broadway plays and in other acting venues. For more information on this course, please visit its webpage at www.modernscholar.com, where you'll have access to links to related sites and a seminar room to share your thoughts with other students. And now, we begin Evolutionary Psychology Part 2, The Science of Human Nature, Friends and Enemies. Lecture 1, Dominance and Territoriality.
Why do we do what we do? In The Social Mind, the first series of lectures in this course on evolutionary psychology, we explored why people do what we do individually and in the context of our own social groups. But we don't live our entire lives alone, or even within the same social group. Human societies, like most animal societies, are composed of multiple social groups which interact with each other in complex and fascinating ways. This second series of lectures, Enemies and Friends, is about what happens when people in one social group interact with people in other social groups. And it is about how and why those things happen. People sometimes compete with members of their own social groups, but more often they cooperate with them in accomplishing various tasks that further their own individual interests and the collective interests of the groups of which they are members. These same two dynamics, competition and cooperation, determine the structure of human societies and how they interact, and also what happens to the individuals of which they are composed. Evolutionary psychology is about observing human behavior and trying to understand why we do what we do from an evolutionary perspective. Evolutionary psychology, like evolutionary theory in general, aims for a synthetic theory that includes both rigorous and unbiased observations of human behavior, including an examination of the contexts within which those behaviors occur, and an explanation of the underlying causes of those behaviors from the perspective of evolutionary biology. Many of the explanatory concepts developed by evolutionary psychologists have come from relatively simple observations of people in partially or fully controlled environments. Others have come from observing humans, both individually and in groups, from the perspective of an objective outside and ideally non-participatory observer. This is essentially the approach taken by anthropologists who, like ornithologists, study people in what we could call their natural habitat. Until recently, this has often meant that studying other so-called primitive cultures has been common, but studying contemporary humans in developed countries has been relatively rare. However, evolutionary psychologists have assumed that everyone is fair game and have studied people like us, the people listening to, and also presenting, this lecture series. Finally, some explanatory concepts in evolutionary psychology have come from...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.